My name's Adam Wayne. I am in Sedona, Arizona. I have two companies beyond Adobe, which is Adobe Building Construction Company, and Arizona Adobe, which we make Adobe bricks both by hand and machine. Currently I'm in Flagstaff, Arizona. We just are finishing up the house you see behind me. It's all made with site-made Adobe bricks. Some of the local soils we were able to incorporate right off the site into our Adobe bricks, and we do fairly traditional materials and methods when it comes to our construction techniques, and we're a pretty small company. We tend to do smaller homes. We have a sort of a niche and an interest in just doing what we believe is not only the original green build, but the greenest for our area, which is building with earth. And we tend to do pretty small homes. This actually is about average size for us, 1,500 square feet. I got into building with Adobe just in my growing up. I just did a lot of building with my relatives and family, and when I moved out west, you automatically notice that the architecture is quite different, especially the indigenous architecture, and so I ended up renting a place many years ago, and it was an old horse stable, and it had no heat and no cooling. It was at 7,000 feet, and it had all glass on the south side, and it had mud floors that were hand compacted, and the owner swore up and down that I wouldn't need either heat or cold, or heating or cooling, and he was right. And I slowly kind of got into investigating that, and that's how I really got into it. It's by far the best way to build in our area at the very least. And you know, when you really look into it, a third of the world's population all live in some type of earth house, whether you're talking Adobe bricks or rammed earth or wattle and daub, or what the indigenous cultures in Arizona called jackal, which is basically wattle and daub. But it's just a really fun way to build. It's got a lot of benefits that go beyond just resource conservation. It's a really healthy home. The list goes on, and I guess what sold me on it was the first time I made my own bricks right at my house in a wheelbarrow, and ended up building the wall, and that's all it took. I had the bug. This house that we started here in Flagstaff is for a client, professor here at our university. We would call this style Northern New Mexico Ranch. Typical box that has a high pitch roof line, both for upstairs as well as for the snow loads that are typical in this area. And it's also very easy to add on to this house, which was something that was prevalent in all the New Mexico styles, mainly the Pueblo style. This house was built on a really tight budget, as well as wanting to stay true to the methods and materials of Adobe, and so that's we tried to do that as best we could, and yet still incorporate in some of the benefits of modern building techniques. I think the end result of this house is going to be really nice. I personally strongly believe and could stand up next to any manufacturer or any builder that wants to compare it to other building materials, that it's really hard to beat a high mass material such as earth for our area. And I think our client's going to be the one who really reaps the benefits. We don't have any heat in there right now. Our lows are typically already in the 20s, and our highs are right now about 55 here. And it's probably a moderate 60, 65 degrees with no heat at all in there. And I think she's really going to reap a lot of the benefits that we talked about, and really be in love with the house.